Hello, Plan YouTube. It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate. Welcoming back to the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG Banlist reaction for September 15th, 2025. I'm on another one of those sites where there's like a billion pop-ups because I'm not on X and I don't have the good sites no more. So here we are. We're going to be reviewing the new ban list, seeing what cards have come off, what cards have gone on. I haven't seen the list yet, but I have been told that I will like this list. I don't know if that is true or not. It takes a lot for me to enjoy these ban lists anymore because it's usually just a different flavor of the same old nonsense. So we're going to go over everything in this list. We're going to see what cards have come off and on. I'll give my 2 cents on it. I'm not the most meta-savvy person, but I've been playing this game long enough to tell you, basically what's up with these things. So if I get this damn ad to go away, we can begin. Alright, so first up, newly unlimited cards. Okay, so glow-up bulb is straight up unbanned. Okay, well, bulb is one of those cards you either ban it or you leave it alone. It's kind of like a totally awesome situation back when that was a big problem. It wasn't that long ago, was it? But yeah, glow-up bulb coming off. That basically just means that synchro decks and other sort of combo decks will have like an extra body on the board. It's a level 1 tuner. You just ditch a card from the top of your deck, the graveyard, summon the thing back. It is a once per duel effect. So if you don't draw it or what have you, and it's just kind of like nothings basically, and you got to get it out early, otherwise it's like nothing. So it's not. It's one of those cards that if your opponent gets it, it's bad. If they don't, it's like whatever basically. So. Glow Bulb going back to 3 isn't like a huge deal. I'm curious what the synchro players will do with that, but they'll have some fun with that. Masterpiece going to 3 makes perfect sense. It does make perfect sense that that boy is going to be back on at 3, considering that we got all of that support for the Draco Slayers and whatnot. So this going back to 3 makes sense. Might even get Diaphragm at this point, I don't know. But that's cool. Morphing Jar at 3. That's fine by me. It just means more hand ripping and things. Another alternate win condition, maybe something to combat all like the new time rules and what have you. I don't know. Something to combat slow play, maybe, possibly. Kind of doubt it, but that's whatever. Phantom Skyblaster to 3 is an interesting one. Summon, you get tokens up to the number of monsters that you control. So it's really just like if you have an established bunch of monsters, you summon this, you get a whole bunch of tokens. Big old linky play and things of that nature. So, I mean, it could work. It takes a lot of setup for it to work, and maybe people will play this more. I think this is coming back to 3 because I don't think I've seen anyone play this except for like 1 or 2 people. So, I guess just there to spice things up, something like that. Snake Eyes, ugh. Both going back to 3. I don't like that. These are the things that got Link to Reboot banned. I don't like that these are going back to 3, but I guess Konami wants to bring it. It's kind of, this is like remind me of Salamangreats. When Salamangreats were like the meta, then they all got hit, and then the game evolved past them, and then they brought back Salamangreats. So this is essentially what they're doing with Poplar and Ash, just bringing them back, see what happens. I don't think Snake Eyes are going to be retaking over the meta anytime soon, so no, put them back to 3. Who cares? I just don't want to see them ever again. Oh, hey, the God Diagram is in fact back to 3. Okay. Makes sense. Same thing with Masterpiece. Gotta make Peace more consistent, getting the Diagonic Diaphragm. And that works out for any archetype that likes to blow itself up. You got your Fire Kings, you got your Unchained, things of that nature. So, I think that's cool. Lightning Storm's going to 3, so beware all back row text. There you go, now you're in trouble. So, that's neat. Just another card to, combat sort of stall players and things of that nature. Okay. Interesting enough, Zodiac Barrage is coming off. Why is this coming back? Interesting. Zodiacs haven't done anything in years, ever since Dryden got hit, so I don't know. Does this mean Dryden's coming back? Huh. Maybe. Seems like a weird one, but okay, well, let's keep going and see what happens. Semi-limited is branded Fusion. I mean, I'm not a big fan of branded in general. I think, I'm not a big fan of them and their big old shiny dragons, but I guess this is like a bad, now that there's the, what do you call those? Those traps. I forget what they're called off the top of my head. It's on the tip of my tongue. The traps that stop things from special, when your opponent tries to special summon, you know the ones I'm talking about. I just don't remember their names off the top of my head. But essentially, this is so that Brandon can still do stuff if their first Brandon fusion gets negated or what have you. So, it's whatever. Let Brandon be a little more consistent. I don't care too much. X Ryziel is going to 1. As well as... Oh, that is Dormouse. Oh, boy. All the big meta decks getting hit by their main consistency, boys. I mean, Ryziel... I really liked Ryziel when they first got this stuff, and we could combine them with Heraldic Beast for some good, clean Yu-Gi-Oh fun. That was the good times. But then people took the Ryziels and went overboard with them, and now they're no fun at all. So, X Ryziel going to 1 makes sense. Malice Dormouse makes sense. This is a 1-card stop to making gigantic boards. So, just needs to be hit the consistency route. The consistency of that needs to be hit a bit. And, I mean, Malice are technically still playable. Hey, now they have to play Sign-Up Mining. They kind of have to get this darn thing. So there you go. I was right. I was right to play my Sign-Up Mining in Malice. Y'all laughed at me. Y'all laughed at me. But I knew it. I knew it. Alright, so those are getting bad. Hit to 1, whatever, who cares. Vanquish Soul Razin. Okay. Interesting. I didn't realize that Vanquish Soul were doing anything, but evidently they must be for one of their main searchers getting hit. Okay, and then let's see, Fiends with Lacrima is getting hit as well. That's or not hit, it's off the ban list, okay. I mean, I guess with the new time rulings or something, this is just like kind of edge out of game or something, I'm not certain. Or maybe now that the new rulings of the air, it doesn't matter if you just have this thing on the board. Maybe, possibly. Because now people just start, like, giving up, both players lose or whatever, which I still think is dumb, but I guess that just means Lacrima doesn't need to be banned anymore. Okay, whatever. Oh, my boy has come home! Link Karibo! Ah! Everything is right in the world again. Well, maybe not in the whole world, but it's the first step towards everything being made right in the world again, folks. The wrongs have been righted. Link Karibo's off the ban list, boys. One of the most unfair, unjust, unnecessary, and downright mean bans of all time. Link Karibo never did anybody wrong. Nobody ever did any wrong with Link. Well, people did wrong with Link Karibo. That's why he got banned. But he never did anything wrong. Not even once. So now, Link Karibo's back, baby. Let's start making more Karibo decks again. That's what I'll see. Oh, Link Karibo. My little boy, he's back. I love that. I mean, he's still stuck at 1, but, that's temporary. At least he's back in the game. Oh, wait, that is Summon Sorcerer. Oh. I didn't think Summon Sorcerers would be back. Okay. Alright, for archetypes that are all about, like, 1 type, that's really strong. That's a really strong card for just turboing out anybody you want for the deck. Mind you, their effects are negated, but it's kind of a superfluous thing. You give your opponent a monster from the hand, yeah, but you get any monster you need from the deck. Be tuners, non-tuners, what have you may, so that's pretty potent. That's pretty potent right there. Okay, who else? Herald the Arclight. Oh, Zodiac. Oh, we'll get to you in a minute. Zodiac Dryden is back. Okay. The Cow Mama is back in business, boys. The Cow Mama is back. Alright, so Dryden is back. Zodiacs are technically speaking back. I mean, I feel like this should have been done years ago. Because, like, Dryden is just like a once per turn targeted pop. That's like every other card in the game nowadays can do that, so it's nice that this is finally back. Hey, Zodiacs can finally do their shtick again, so I'm cool with that. I'm cool with Zodiacs trying thing again. Granted, it's 2025 and the game is super toxic and awful nowadays, but I welcome the return of Zodiacs. Welcome back, boys. Boys and girls, cow mamas, whatever you want to call yourselves. Zodiacs, you're back in business. There you go. Good job. Also, Herald the Arclight going to 1. This is a double-edged thing. This is double-edged. For one thing, I know Arcfiends just got new support, and one of those is a ritual, so that kind of hurts the new Arcfiend stuff right off the bat. But there's also a lot of really strong rituals, like, off the top of my head, I mean, Branded have their big old extra deck killing monster thing. This is a non-once per turn, non-anything per turn searching of ritual spell or ritual monster. So this thing was insufferably powerful in ritual-themed decks. I mean, just look at good old Zaborg the Mega Monarch. He broke this thing really, really hard, and there's other decks that can just break this thing really, really hard too. So it makes sense that Herald's getting hit. I don't especially care for it, but at the same time, it makes sense. At least it's at 1, so you still use it without abusing it so much. So take what you get, I suppose, with this one. But I really still like it. Dryden is back. That's really cool. Crystron Inclusion. I'm not a big Crystron player. But this is just like a searcher that searches the searcher that searches the searcher sort of situation card. And let's see. Base this card from the grave. Target Crystron in the grave. Summon it. You can only use these effects one return. First time a Crystron will be destroyed by battle, so it's destroyed. So, yeah. Basically, it's a searcher. It's a card that protects your monsters. And you can banish it to revive a monster. It's a lot of effects on one card, so that getting hit to 1 makes sense. I'm just not much for Crystron Boy, so I can't tell you the exact reason. Obedience School this hit? Were Yummies beasts? I thought they were fairies. I could be wrong. Possibly. But if Yummies are beasts, that makes perfect sense why this be hit. If it's not Yummies, I'm not entirely sure who this would be hurting. Because the only deck I can think of that plays level 2 or lower beasts off the top of my head would be friggin' what were they called again? Melfies? Yeah, Melfies, that was the one. It's the only one thing I can think of, but maybe there's something else I'm unaware of. But there you go. What do we have next? Stake Your Soul. This is another Vanquish Soul card getting it. What did Vanquish Soul do? Am I on the loop? I haven't seen Vanquish Soul in years. Why are they getting hit so hard all of a sudden? Probably some weird new OCG combo, probably. Let's see. Solemn Judgment's going to 1. Okay, that one... I feel like that has to do with, what's it called? The Morganite. Guilt-Gripping Morganite. That's the one. The one where you don't pay life points to play your traps or, like, anything anymore for the rest of the duel after you play it. Which basically is like Ariadne, but, like, a million times worse. So, yeah, Solemn going to 1 makes sense. You really don't want... Well, what was Solemn at before? 3? Yeah, you don't want your opponent to have 3 of this thing with no cost and there's nothing you can do about it. That's not a fun situation to be in. So, that makes sense. Although, that's the last one, so that means that that's the only Solemn I got hit. Alright, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, newly forbidden cards. Moon of the Closed Heaven is at 0. I believe this is because this card can be put in literally anything, and you can use this to do the whole Fiendsmith combo off of, because it is a light fiend, so yeah, that's definitely why Moon of the Closed is being banned. Splash Mage being banned is hurtful to Link climbers and things. Not something I normally do, but I guess that's another Malice hit. Yeah. This is another Malice hit, isn't it? I would assume so. Yeah, there's a Malice hit for certain. So, I mean, that hurts the Malices. Not too many other decks. I don't think I have any decks I'm currently making right now that are affected by this, so it's what it is. We have the King of the Feral... Not King of the Feral Lambs. My Snake Boys are losing the big consistency searcher. My Aliens, my Venoms, my Arguatics. This is definitely the fault of Mitsurugi, 120%. It is Mitsurugi doing this. Curse you, Mitsurugi! Banning my King of Feral Imps. How dare you. I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that at all, so... That's one of those unfortunate hits because of what's going on in the meta. I don't like it too much. Paradise Smasher is straight up banned. I need to remind myself what this does. Roll dice. Higher roll can activate monster effects are attacked till the end of the next turn. If either player rolls die or dice, this card material treat result is okay. So it's a one-sided. It's like Utopic Future. It's like VFD. It's like Mystic Mine. It's essentially all those cards. So all this thing has, and you can put more than 2 materials on this thing. More than 2 level 5 monsters on this thing. You roll the dice. You can force your opponent to have the higher roll, and then they can't use monsters or attack until the end of the next turn. Now, this does not work on every deck, but let's be real, most decks these days are very heavily monster heavy. That's what they do, so... I don't really like that too much. This card exists, I mean, this being banned makes total sense. Because, here's the thing, you might have the Activist, you might have Imperm or Effect Veiler. More leaning toward that Imperm than anything else, but if your opponent can get Paradise off the board in the middle of that... If they, like, flip it face down with a moon, like a Book of Moon, for example, then you're not going to be able to stop the darn thing. And then you're just screwed. I assume, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would still potentially mess you up if you did flip it face down, and then if you did roll the higher number, you'd be screwed. But there's still the fact that you can interrupt the interrupter of this. So, Paradise being banned makes sense, I would say. Just we don't need these one-sided skill drain sort of effects. They're not fun to deal with. And that is the entire ban list. Oh boy, it was quite the doozy. In fact, I would say this is one of the greatest ban lists of all time. Finest of all ban lists. Greatest ban list of all time. That sort of thing. I like it very much. Link Rabo is back. He's my favorite. Alright, enough Trumpy. That's enough of that. But yeah, Link Rabo, I love he's back. You know, I've always felt that it was wrong that Link Rabo got banned. I thought I'd never get to play him again, but he is back, baby. Hoorah. My boy's back. As to the rest of this list, some interesting things here and there. So, all the bans, except maybe King, makes sense to me. You know, Fiendsmith Enabler, this is a Malice Enabler, this is a one-sided skill drain. I wish this wasn't banned, but it's probably a Mitsurugi thing. Rise Yellow 1 makes some sense. It's just a really strong card. It's a one-card stardom thing. I just wish it wasn't having to be a thing, because I liked Rise Yellow with Heraldic the Beast. Doormaster 1 is one of those things that you need to play. Well, 1 is all you really need. Now the Malice players really need to play that Signet Mining. I knew it. That's why I played Signet Mining back in the day, because I knew it. I knew it. People laughed at me, but they were wrong. I was right. And now let's see what else. Vanquish Soul's being hit hard. Someone will have to explain that to me, because I have not seen anyone play Vanquish Soul in a long, long time. There must be some weird OCG combo that makes use of these or something. Lacrimarta 1 might have something to do with the new rulings of the time and stuff, attorneys. I would assume that's why this is off the list, because the timing. Now it's less about, like, burning your opponent for a little bit at the end of a long combo, and then if they time out, you win. And now if it times out, both players lose. So, this going to 1 makes sense in that respect. Let's see what else. Summon Sorceress to 1, I expect big combos from her, as she did in the first place, which got her banned in the first place. So, there you go. Herald to 1 hurts some future decks, especially my Arcview boys, but it makes sense it's being hit to 1. You still use it, you just can't abuse it as much without going out of your way to reuse the darn thing. Dryden, welcome back. Welcome back, Zodiac Dryden. Very much appreciate seeing you. Crystron Inclusion, sorry Crystron players, I don't care about you. We have our Obedience School to 1, another card I don't really get. If it's not Yummies, I don't know what it is. And Solid being hit makes sense because of the Guilt Gripping Morganite. Branded being to 2, it's whatever, I guess. Let the branded players feel more secure about themselves. And as for our unlimits, everything on the unlimited page, with the exception of these two because I despise their faces, makes sense to me in some way, shape, or form. Glow Bulb is a card that either ban it forever or just leave it alone, because you're only going to play one copy of their own thing at all times. Masterpiece, you know, it's been long enough. He's kaiju baited at the best of times. Let him be free. Why not? Morphing Jar 3, you know, he only did need to be a 2, so there you go. Same with Phantom Skyblast. Just let the guy be out. If your opponent can make use of the darn thing, it's going to be interesting. And, you know, there's ways to interrupt the darn thing. It's not that big of a deal if this thing's at 3. And let's see, that got a Diaphragm. Looking forward to that, doing some cool stuff. Lightning Storm to stop all the back row heavy decks. And Zodiac Barrage, so the Zodiac players have everything they want. Except Dryden at 2, but, you know, maybe next list. So, that's the whole ban list, everybody. I hope you very much enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this ban list. Don't forget to remind everybody this is the greatest ban list of all time. Never going to have a better list than this one. Until Link Karibo's at 2, mind you. Until he's at 2. Or 3, whatever comes first. But regardless, let me know what you think of the ban list. Do you think that Konami did good this time around? Did they miss anybody? I mean, I still think the Pot of Greed needs to be off for one ban list, one format. But, you know, things like that. Did anything that got missed? Anything that got hit that you felt like shouldn't have been hit? Anything that got hit that you think should have been hit harder? That sort of thing. So, let me know all that in the comments. And thank y'all very much for watching. Don't forget to hit up all the good buttons down below. Help the channel out and all the good stuff. And I'll see you guys again next time with more Yu-Gi-Oh! Nonsense. So until next time, you stay safe, you stay happy, you have a good one. Take care, everybody.